Alright, hello everyone. So today it is the 11th of August 2012. Okay, August is moving pretty quickly already, and I'm here to review issues 7 to 12 of the awesome Batman of the New 52. This has actually been regarded as one of the best, if not the best, comic series so far of the New 52 relaunch. A lot of people who have read Batman from the start of last year will tell you how amazing it has been. Just watch the first 6 issues that I've reviewed before this one. I'll put the link somewhere on the screen or below as usual. So anyway, it continues on with the Court of Owls. If you remember it, towards the back end of issue 6, Batman has been chased by these Court of Owls who have been in Gotham a lot longer than he actually has realised, and he eventually gets his own back on them, and it's just unbelievable how it all unfolds. He finds out their secrets. What I will say is this girl in particular, her name is Harper Row. I'll get to her in a moment, okay? But this is in issue 7, and he's managed to escape the clutches of the owls. He's learning a bit more of their physiology. They have the ability to regenerate, and it became apparent that even Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, was apparently groomed to be one of the Court of Owls. So one of the Talons, as they're known, that's what they call their assassins. It is just impressive how it all happens, and he eventually does tell Dick, because to begin with Dick doesn't think that he was actually even supposed to be, Dick's thinking, well, how am I part of the Owls, Court of Owls, and he eventually does show it to him that he was groomed to be a member of the Court of Owls, and you can see just by the tooth that he's managed to pluck from him by giving him a fierce punch in the face to begin with. So anyway, as I say, as it goes on, we get to the crossover. There was a crossover that involved not just Batman, but Batman and Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood and the Outlaws, and Batgirl, and I think that was it actually. There might have been a couple of others, and this is it here. You've got issue 8, which it says at the top there, Night of the Owls, and this is where the Court of Owls, the Talons, managed to get into Bruce Wayne's mansion and also terrorise Gotham. They have a hit list of people that they're going to take out who helped to shape Gotham City, and it's just incredible how they all go about it. And by the time Bruce has realised what has happened, he and Alfred lock themselves up in a chamber that he has, and he gets suited up, and it's awesome actually. It is quite awesome. He gets suited up, it just looks like he's ready for war basically. So he's pretty much ready for war. They come to his house, he's going to take the fight to them, and it pretty much gets interesting from there. So as I say, continuing on, we'll get to issue 9, which is where the Night of Owls still continues. Hang on, there we go, put that down there. As you can see, issue 9, there it is, okay. And as I say, the story gets more and more intriguing, more and more interesting. We even see it to the point of where Alfred has issued a statement, a warning to all the other members of the Bat family, and you've even got, as you can see here, you've got the likes of Robin and Nightwing and Batgirl all having their hands tied and pretty much busy fighting the Talons of the Court of Owls as well. So it is very, very intense, to say the least. Eventually Bruce tries to chase down one of the people who is on the hit list, but by the time he gets there, the person's already dead. And the guy's name that he was chasing off is Lincoln March, who's running for presidency. So it's a shame, because Lincoln March was the dude that he was with at the beginning of the very first issue, and that's when he first got when the Court of Owls first struck upon Bruce. They obviously knew who he was, so they know that he's Batman and everything. So as I say, it gets more and more interesting. By the time this Lincoln March is gone, Bruce now knows there's a way to take them down, so he pretty much takes it to their house, and I'll show you. Wait a moment. I do apologise for the way the review is going, guys, and you're all sticking with me, so that's great. Thank you very much. So anyway, issue 10, and this is where things really do heat up. As I say, he takes the battle to the court. He finds out a bit more about the history of Gotham. He learns about a particular abandoned, what used to be a something called 77 Irvington. If I remember, it used to be a oh god, I'm trying to find out where it is. Well, 77 Irvington was the Court of Owls building, Harbour House, and as you can see, by the time Bruce has got there, well, they're all dead. All the members of the Court of Owls are dead, and Bruce just can't understand how or why. He thinks that they've taken the easy way out, and then he eventually then realises that it's been in front of him all this time, that the person he's actually been after is in fact, I'm still not going to reveal it just yet, but he goes to a place where it used to be a home for children, and it's run down, totally empty, but it's haunting. It's got you can see it here. You know, he has visions of what used to be kids playing around. You know, it was like a mental institute for kids, basically. So you could say it was a hospital. But he eventually does find the person who he was supposed to be looking for right from day one, and it's actually Lincoln March. You know, the guy who got killed in the last issue by one of the Talons. But it turns out that Lincoln March isn't exactly who he seems. Not only was he groomed by the Court of Owls, he was one who was then responsible for taking down the Court of Owls. But the interesting thing is that Lincoln March has been revealed to be Thomas Wayne Jr. That's right, the younger brother of Bruce Wayne. I did not expect that. That was the biggest twist that you'll ever come across in a comic book series, as far as I'm concerned. So by issue 11, he and Batman have an epic fight together. It's Owl versus Bat, quite literally. There's like the first page of issue 11, and it's just amazing how you're looking at these two particular guys, they're like different sides of the spectrum almost, and they're trying to outwit the other. You know, Batman obviously feels that he's more, you know, he can outwit Thomas, whereas Thomas thinks he can outwit Bruce, kind of thing. He taunts Bruce about, you know, the memories of him being in the hospital, in the children's home, you know, how it was that he never knew that Thomas existed, why his parents probably never told him that Thomas was even alive. But it becomes apparent that in actual fact, Martha was in fact pregnant with another child when Bruce was young, and she did give birth, but then it was just before or just after they had the car accident. They had a massive car accident, and that's when Martha took Thomas to this home and kept him there, but was always visiting, seeing him as often as possible. Bruce never really realised this. You know, Bruce always thought that his mother worked there. You know, not that she was visiting Thomas Jr. And when that eventually comes out, you know, Bruce still can't quite grasp it. He still doesn't believe it to a certain extent. But as I say, eventually he does finish off. Well, I wouldn't say finish off Lincoln. Well, Lincoln Thomas, if you want to call it. But even he feels that he doesn't have a brother. But eventually he does warm to the idea. Thinks, you know, what could he have done if he knew that Thomas was alive at the time that he didn't realise he was alive. But like I say, up until issue 11, it has been amazing. So issue 12, which is the last one for this year anyway, until till issue 13 comes out in October, because obviously it's 0 issues this next month. This one gives you a story of Harper Row. This is the girl who does a lot of electrical stuff, and she's quite awesome. very cute as well, in a very interesting way, and that's her brother, who he's taking. She's getting herself ready to some formal ball that she's been invited to, and he's making sure that she's looking good, looking presentable for it and everything. And this is pretty much where she first meets Batman. She first meets him because she works with electrical stuff. She works under in the sewers, repairing some of the electrical grid lines and whatnot. And her brother gets bullied. It's not very pretty. She always looks out for her brother, and then Batman comes to their rescue when a gang of them are onto him and her brother. And her brother Cullen, and then you've got, obviously, as I say, Harper is her name. So they're saved by Batman, and Harper decides to now investigate a bit further about Batman, who he really is, what he does, why does he switch out the electrics, because she actually does figure it out for herself, that he taps into the cameras and turns them off so that he's not seen to some extent. So she investigates further, tries to figure out how he does it, finds out how he does it, and then when she notices that it goes offline, that there's one particular grid that goes offline, she then goes down to repair it, but in actual fact Batman turned it off on purpose. But this guy, there's a villain that he's chasing called Tiger Shark, who's quite menacing, and he's to do with the Talon. He's saying, now you're going to tell me how that Owl assassin, that Talon, got into Wayne Tower, which was in issue 3. So that was very interesting, just how it still gives you the side story to the Talon kind of thing. So there's little Harper, bless her. She then realises that even though she was trying to help Batman, he already had it under control, sort of thing. And yeah, it's a great ending. It's a very, very good ending, and I think for the first 12 issues of this year, it's been amazing. Now, just to quickly tell you that we are going to get, hopefully, the Joker at some point. So yeah, that'll be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, no, absolutely enjoyed it. So Scott Snyder has done really well with the series so far. So let's hope it's going to continue, and I'm sure more exciting stories will be coming. Anyway, that's it from me. I shall be back probably tomorrow with another comic book review. Find out what it is then. Okay, bye.